Good morning, I hope everyone's well today. What have I got for you? Well, we've got some interesting figures coming out of both Scotland and Wales regards Reform UK in the upcoming Assembly elections for Holyrood and the Senedd in Cardiff. If current polling is to be believed, and why wouldn't it be, the polls are never wrong, that's a joke. Reform UK are second in Wales currently, a point behind the separatists, unfortunately. Don't like separatists on this channel, down with separatism. And they're currently polling third in Scotland, behind Labour and the SNP. Now, the pitch that both Labour and Reform are running on in Scotland is lock the separatists, the SNP, out of government. Let's face it, they've been in power for 17 years and they've run Scotland into the ground. I think we can all agree on that. But the pragmatic person would say, why would you do that? Why would you work with Labour when you want Labour out of government? It's simple. The SNP are far worse than Labour. Do you think Labour are insane? They are insane, don't get me wrong. No love for Labour here. However, the separatists in Scotland are just that bad. They are really, really, really vile. And it's the same with the separatists in Wales, Plaid Cymru. Now, from what I can understand, there's been a bit of a supply and demand support from Plaid to Labour in Wales. So it's odd that the Welsh Labour people will work with the separatists, but they won't work with them in Scotland. So there's going to be trade-offs and there's going to be deals that need to be done. I can see a scenario, because we're 18 months out from the Senedd elections in Wales, I can see Reform pulling it off and getting the largest amount of members in the Assembly, and I can see them coming third in the Holyrood election. Now, my prediction is that if Labour can form a minority administration in Holyrood with a supply and demand arrangement with Reform UK, on the condition that when Reform win Wales, they're not opposed by Labour and Plaid. That's my prediction. My prediction is that Reform will take Wales and they'll be the largest party. Now, usually, if two smaller parties can form a coalition, they can lock out the largest party. But if they've got this deal in the bag with Reform in Scotland to keep the SNP out, then Reform may ask for something in return. This would be advantageous for Reform, okay, because it would prove to the wider British public that they are capable of governing. And it would show, especially if they get a strong showing in the council elections next year, it would show that they are credible and they are serious. So it's going to be very interesting how this pans out. Tell me, if you're in Wales, do you think that Labour and Plaid would lock out Reform from governments? And do you think Reform should support Labour in Scotland to lock the SNP out? I think we can all agree that separatism from the United Kingdom is not on the table. It's not really viable for either Wales or Scotland. And I don't say that from a place of, you can't do it. I say it from a place of, we're all British, we all love our United Kingdom, why would you want to leave? It's the best thing ever. I say it with love, not hate. If you like this video, and you think I make some interesting scenarios and points, let me know. Do you think Reform will win the Welsh Assembly? And do you think they'll impress everybody and do very well in the Scottish election as well? Thank you for your time. Consider like and subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good morning.